Hey Banjo fans, so why does Spiral Mountain look like an absolute punched asshole at the top of Banjo Tooie? That's a great question. There's some real answers and there's some hypotheses, but I'm gonna go with what I think. Now, sequels have existed forever, and the world you're in the second game doesn't always match the world in the first game. But in Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie, it does. You're in Spiral Mountain and Kazooie, and Spiral Mountain and Tooie, but in Tooie, it's drastically different. Like I said, completely decimated. And I'm gonna go over why I think that's the case, and also why I think the legitimate story behind it doesn't make any fucking sense. So, let's get into it. Most of you know the story at the end of Banjo-Kazooie. Gruntilda falls to her death, that stupid old hag, by a Jinjo. She gets killed by a Jinjo, which is just pathetic. She lands on the ground. A boulder, not a rock, lands on top of her. And in the background, you can see that though the boulder fell, the world still remains intact. You can actually explore the world post-game to see what it looks like, and everything looks exactly the same. So, item one is she fell from the sky, which didn't destroy the bridge. It didn't create a hole at the top for you to enter in the waterfall. There's nothing underwater. And every other area of Spiral Mountain looks pristine. Honestly, it looks great. It looks great. Just as good as the first game. Minus that hole in the ground where the fat ass herself fell. Now, even Gruntilda's lair is intact. I don't know how you fall from the sky and a boulder falls on you, but the actual lair the boulder fell from looks exactly the same. But I am not here to fight physics. I don't even know if that's physics, but either way, I'm not here to fight it. This is just item one. And what the dialogue of Tooie tells us is that the minions destroyed the Lair and Spiral Mountain, which to me doesn't line up. And I'll get into why. But item number two here on some of the destruction is this drill. It's pretty obvious that drilling a hole through the wall is going to leave a permanent hole and permanent destruction, which you do see that as you navigate Tooie. This was created so that the sisters could come and save their should-be-dead sister by exploding said rock. Now, this rock explosion doesn't damage the landscape at all, so it's a moot point. Raising this rock, destroying it, leaving the hole, sister-shaped hole, Gruntilda shoots her load at Banjo's house, thus destroying it. That's technically item number three, right? Now they leave, and troops who will leave, destroy they will. Which, again, that means Ugga and Grunty Dactyl are supposedly going to destroy the entire area, according to Blobbelda. But after playing the game 3 million times, you come to realize that these are just baby minions. They don't actually do anything. So you're telling me they put in grenade gates and giant holes and all sorts of stuff to really destroy the lair in Spiral Mountain? I doubt it. Again, look how destroyed this place is. You have ginormous stumps completely flipped over. Klungo could have helped. That is possible, but Klungo has 2 brain cells, so I don't know how legitimate that is. And there's no clue that that happens, because you presume he leaves. Now, again, the lair, destroyed. The bridge, destroyed. Gruntilda's head, destroyed. There's boulders underwater. There's holes in walls. There's destroyed stumps. There's all sorts of shit. And whatever happened to Sir Cauliflower and the carrot? Again, her head is fully destroyed, which I guess Grunty Dactyls could have done. And I know a lot of you are going to say, Snow Miser, none of this matters. They did this because they needed to expire and move on from Spiral Mountain to get to Isle of Hags. And I agree, but I want answers on to why it looks like this. There's a hole at the top of the water fountain. There's a torpedo rock. There's a broken bridge. Her face is destroyed. All of the things we've already discussed. I want to know why. Minions isn't sufficient. So we have drill. She shoots a load at the house. We have minions. But none of that explains grenade gates. None of that explains why Royston ended up underneath a rock. You shot your load at the house, Gruntilda. How did the fish end up under a boulder? Unless Klungo did it. My hypothesis is Klungo had more involvement than they tell us. He's not necessarily considered a minion that is released by Blobbelda, but he does do a lot of damage, and when we see him in Tooie, he can drink down some potions. He has a severe potion problem, or alcohol problem, and he can supersize himself. Get those big jacked arms out there and destroy the world, and say, hey ma, look what I can do. Why do you think Spiral Mountain was destroyed? Why do you think it looks like an absolute ass fest? Again, Klungo was left behind by Grunty, so maybe he's trying to impress her. We know he's not happy. So Klungo is the easiest answer, plus some of the minions. It's probably a culmination, but you're led to believe it's simply the minions themselves and time, I guess, that destroys the world. What do you think?